Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Street Billy 357. Today we've got something that I've been looking forward to for a very long time. This is a Brownells BRN-180. This is a Gen 2, so it is one gen behind the newest. They have a Gen 3 now, where the charging handle's on the left side, and they've got a bunch more upgrades to it. This is a piston-operated firearm. It also has a bolt with a double guide rod and double spring, and it's all inside of the receiver. There is no buffer tube or buffer spring on the back side, so it's really neat. It's gonna really pay off once I have a folding stock on it and a bunch of other accessories. Don't worry, they're in the mail. I will be upgrading this thing soon, and then I'll do a second video for you guys. But this one, the one that I have, is a 14.5-inch Gen 2, as I mentioned. There's a lot of really special, cool things about it that I was not really expecting, and one of them is how lightweight it is. It's extremely lightweight for what it is. I will say also, when you buy this, it is just the upper, the complete upper, so it will not come with any of the lower buttstock, anything like that. No optic, obviously. This one did come pin and welded, since it is a 14.5-inch. I do believe that's a rear end mount, but I'm not familiar with it since I run chemo. But this thing's freaking sweet, and I'm really excited to shoot it. I have shot a little bit through it, but not nearly as much as I'd like to. So I guess without further ado, let's do some shooting. Whoo! I really like that. Oh my goodness, that's beautiful. That is so freaking cool. Good Lord. Oh. Why? Get a quick double tap. That's sweet. Oh man. Well, first mag, that was awesome. Holy crap. It's just so balanced. So the bolt has a double guide rod and double spring in here, and that is why, supposedly why, these things shoot so balanced, and that's awesome. I love it so much. First impressions are, wow. Good job, Brownells. That's awesome. I think my magazine's messed up because it keeps throwing the bolt catch. I might have to try out a different magazine and see if that fixes that, but I don't think it's the upper receiver. Whew! I will say, from first impressions, I'm gonna have to get a handguard wrap for this. As you can see, my hand's getting all black, and it's getting a little warm, but nothing unbearable. I mean, I can still hold on to it, but for extensive shooting, I will more than likely get a wrap for that. Being it's piston, so all the gas is coming out up here. So. One, 2, 6. Man, this sucker's getting hot. I'm gonna have to take a break, unfortunately. I was even holding higher or more forward up, and it's still getting really hot. So that is a downside, but the plus side is that it's freaking cool. Super freaking cool, but it is hot. H-A-W-T, hot, I think. So, I'm gonna let it cool down, and let's do some more shooting after that. While we take this short intermission to let the rifle cool down, let's talk about our sponsors. Obviously, the sponsor for this video is going to be Brownells. They did not send this to me. I purchased it with my own money, and now we're going to do an honest review about it. So let's talk about Brownells. Brownells has been great the last 10 years that I've been using and shopping Brownells. I shouldn't say shopping because it's going to get hit. However, that's what you do at a store, you shop. So shopping at Brownells has been awesome. Their online store is absolutely incredible. They've got a huge inventory, a huge warehouse to store all of it, and they have amazing prices, which prices may get hit because it's a red flag word. However, Brownells is awesome. They treat you like family, and I'm going to continue shopping at Brownells because they're awesome and they're great and they make me feel like family. So go check out Brownells. Stop on by. Their store's amazing. Their warehouse is great. Their online store has an endless supply of options when it comes to tools, parts. I can't say the rest, but shop Brownells. Whoo, that's awesome. Holy smokes. I really like it. That's a really cool upper receiver. And I will say that the double guide rod really pays off. You should, if you ever get the chance to shoot one of these, you'll see what I mean when it comes to a balanced firing firearm. So yeah, I'm going to keep shooting it. So don't laugh at me, but I just learned that I can push a button on my mic to start recording and stop recording, so I don't have to continue walking to my camera to start and stop the videos. But without further ado, let's do some shooting. Holy cow, that's freaking awesome. Oh my gosh. I need another one. All right, everybody, that was awesome. I love this thing. Yeah, 10 out of 10, that was great. There was a couple minor setbacks. I did notice that the forend started to pull apart, but I mean, that just means that I need to take it apart and Loctite some screws to make sure that that stays put. The rail, the forend definitely does get hot and you do get some powder burns, not burns, but you get a lot of carbon on your hand, which isn't a big deal once I get that wrapped up. I will tell you that I've got a couple upgrades coming for this. I'm going to build it out and I'm going to do it the right way. I did a lot of research on what people's preferences were to build these out, and I think I've got a pretty solid list, so stay tuned for a later video with all of the aftermarket parts that are going to get slapped on this thing, including a 180 lower with the 1913 rail in the back, a JMac, sorry, skeleton stock is in a 9-inch. I've got an EOTech coming for it and a bunch of other cool stuff. So stay tuned for that. We're gonna pimp it out, and it's gonna be freaking awesome, in my opinion. I do want to keep this as light as possible because I mean it already has a very light feel to it, which is awesome, and I want to keep it as light as possible. I may put a light on it just because lights are awesome. They're nice to have when you don't have them. I don't know if I'm going to do a IR laser light yet. Like I said, I want to keep the weight down on it. But as far as everything else, it's going to be freaking cool, so stay tuned for that. So nonetheless, 10 out of 10, I love it. Like I said, I'm going to get a wrap for the front. That's kind of a downfall, but you have that with piston guns. I mean, you're always going to have that issue. Besides that, it's great. It ran flawless. It is such a smooth action with that double guide rod system that it has. I love it completely. So yeah, go pick yourself up one of these if you'd like to. Check out the Gen 3 too. The Gen 3 has got a lot more upgrades to it. They kind of, you know, they took this to the torture test and then they added some really new improvements to it to make the Gen 3. So check that all out also. You can find this at Brownells. I'll drop a link in the description of this video. And yeah, guys, well, nonetheless, love you all. Stay safe. Have a great week. All right, later.